Oh my god.
Mantis.
Bye. What's up?
Oh my god.
Okay, you understand. I was not justifying what.
Okay, here we go.
Oh lord.
what
Oh lord.
Samantha
Here we
was
go.
saying,
Here we go. Here we
right?
go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Like, I understand you're saying it's all bad, but you
Jack
use
Lantern,
me
hope you're
to
well.
like say, well,
Foodie.
Mantis does that too.
I'm doing fine.
therefore.
There's got to be some innuendo
Yeah,
with
she's like
Discourse.
so retarded.
Talking about
Like a
mind
first chorus,
moderation
second.
in that
I didn't even think of it
conversation
like
and
that.
what I allow.
Is this still the lolly chorus?
Now,
Is this not
if
the
you
lolly
say,
chorus? Okay,
hey,
we're
I
not
don't
engaging
like
with
people
that.
talking to me like this, then that makes sense. But based on like the way that you do talk to people, there's no reason that I would ever assume that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's different. Like, here's what I'm getting pissed off about is that people are taking shit that I say in like spicy and like stuff that happens in spicy, which is a totally different area. It's not a panel. I'm not on a screen. I'm not talking shit to someone to their face. I'm not even in your server necessarily. That's different. And I have issues with spicy members, and then they follow me over to your server, and then yeah, I'm sorry, you can suck my dick. Yes. And then
Okay, but
when it comes to other people, like, I don't know. I honestly just feel like everyone's pretty fucking soy because I never go at someone off the cuff for no fucking reason. The only time I've ever used ad homs towards people is like they come at me hard and they just don't expect it back and they deserve it. They deserve it back.
sure.
They
So
say dumb shit.
The way I
I'm
talk
just
to
getting
people in,
steamrolled. What is going on?
like Discord or literally anywhere is how I talk to people everywhere. So like I would expect people to take how I talk literally anywhere as how I talk. So if you are changing how you interact and how you talk in places, again, I would expect you to communicate that to me if you have some sort of issue with the way people are
Like chat is
communicating,
different,
or
so
if you want
afterwards
to talk in a
I
completely different way than you
I
normally
normally
do.
would is some real
But
cringe.
no,
I
also,
actually,
when you're on,
I think I
like,
actually
stuff
disagree
with
with Mantis a little
freaking,
bit on here, but
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, food shops calling Mantis out. See, I mean, I don't think it's crazy to say you talk. I see, but everyone does that.
I don't know. I don't believe the idea that a lot of people don't in different types of like situations. Like the idea that Tom's like acts like Tom in real life.
Like Forever's mentioned on streams before that he's in, I think like a Dungeons and Dragons disc, some shit. It's like, do you think he talks the same there as he does it? Spicy shit. Think he's making rape threats in there? You think that's what's happening? Like, obviously not.
Yeah.
Most people.
When you have conversations with him, like you just see him drifting off, his mouth fucking hanging open. So okay, Tom, this is how you communicate with people in real life.
You're right. Laugh at Christina.
with Speakeasy, with
Hold on, I need to. I
what's
think
her
I need
name,
to maybe
Ninetales,
change
with,
my window
like,
a little bit.
Retard,
food shops and
retard.
people.
Yep.
Yes, like yes, you talk to them in a similar way. So when you say like, well, when I'm on
Because they're
screen, it's
retarded.
totally different. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is that this is how you talk? This is my point.
Yeah, but it's not like you said just before. If you're talking in different ways in different spaces, like, is that a bad thing? Should I
No, I'm
approach
not saying it's a
everyone
bad
with the same
thing.
kind
I'm
of like
saying-
vitriol as
I
they're
didn't say it's a
attacking me
bad
over
thing.
shit?
I didn't say it's a bad thing. I said if you talk different ways in different places, I should assume that you're talking the same everywhere. And if you're not, that would generally be on you to tell me that you want to talk.
Yeah, I
in a
don't think
completely
I
different
don't
way
think
than
I don't think I
used to,
agree with Mantis here.
this time, right? Like there's no reason for me to assume.
Well, she must be right because Food Shops is turbo autistic. So.
That the way that Samantha is talking is somehow different for you or unacceptable to you based on
Well,
the way
you
if
know
you
why
talk-
it was
if you-
unacceptable yesterday because I wasn't saying anything that was necessarily degrading
FSL.
or horrible. I wasn't spitting slurs in any
Hope
way.
you're having a good
She was
evening. Hello, baby.
emotional and like
Hello,
fucking
table.
sad because
Welcome to
she's
chat,
not
guys.
allowed to
Welcome
come
to
into a female server. Like,
What's the
she's just not
TLDR in the
welcome to
background of this
fucking her.
conversation?
Like, that's where it came from. It was
Okay, if you guys don't know, basically, Samantha and Mantis really went at each other yesterday night, and basically what happened was that Samantha said some really nasty ass shit, and Mantis was like was stun locked, into Samantha being really fucking nasty. But the key isn't that Mantis, wasn't whatever the fuck, right? It was that Samantha shouldn't be acting like that fucking nasty. Samantha was.
I fucking hate food shops, man.
No, do you know what would be amazing? If there's no fucking chance of it happening now, I'd love to have the roving reporter food shops just checking in for like a little 5-minute segment. And fucking food shops fucking gives us like an update on the drama that's happening right now, and just where this Spurg shit where she just starts getting all animated and fucking. Yeah, but that's not happening. I think that bridge has been burned.
Just this retarded little Chinese kid just going.
Yeah, she gets like really
wild.
Yeah, gets really hyped up and like gets into it. It's like banging a mic and shit, and
oh man, you see her like stimming as well. It's so funny. Yeah.
It's all energy drinks. I was when the other day she was the stream. She ended it. And she didn't want to end it. She's like, I'm still hyped up on this energy drink. I've not long finished it. And she did like, it was like an hour before. And she'd already been streaming for like 9 hours. It's like, fuck me. That shit will kill you. She'll have a heart attack on the stream.
Oh, man. Oh, God, it's so over.
Don't worry about it. Samantha is another Twitch poll person. Well, instead, like really like sexist shit, like calling Mantis sugar tits and like just like reducing her down to her body parts and like whatever. Hi, Tor.
Well, you keep saying, well, there was no reason for it on that panel. Again, I think most people
like really
just
over the top.
generally see the way that other people interact, that they're cool with like throwing slurs at each other and just being combative, and they think, okay, that's how I'm going to interact with this person since that's how they're cool.
So
with
you think
interacting.
that Samantha knows who I am somehow, even though I've never talked to her, based on like some messages in Spicy and like at your server, and you think that she probably thought it was cool to just come at me like that?
Yes, I think that you have made a reputation for yourself, and
Samantha's a fucking worst, bro. I can't stand Samantha Savage. Holy fuck.
Mantis, your mic is blowing the fuck out, and it's an assault
Well, like I say,
ears.
I think it's in VC. I think she's trying to manipulate the situation as well because she started streaming.
100%, yeah.
So she wants a little bit of hype. She wants to turn as well.
Yep. Absolutely.
Wait, farther away or fix your audio.
Wait,
it's far away
I had to deal with fucking Discord notifications,
okay,
and now I
might have her turned
My
on.
ears are crying.
Hold on, I might have her
please
turned
fix
up.
the audio.
Yeah, I have her turned up to 200%.
My audio.
Why? Why?
Yeah, it's mine.
Okay, carry on.
Why, Tom?
Okay. So yes, that's what I'm saying. Is that yes, people already know who you are. They've seen you on a bunch of other shit. They've definitely seen you on my streams.
Unnecessary
aggravation when you were talking to Rezi the other day.
I don't know
sure
what you're
she's seen you talk to a bunch of other people as well.
Also, you're new in chat, so welcome. I want to.
knows who each
When
other
have
are.
I ever
Unnecessary
stood on a panel,
volume.
suck my dick, and you're a cunt, and you're a dumb bitch? Ever.
Again,
Please.
you're saying this as though everybody else communicates differently in Discord than they do
I
on
think Mantis
stream, and they
is
don't. You are the only one who
justifiably
does this.
angry,
This is not a
but
normal
she
thing.
definitely
So if
should
you-
approach.
Like, what is it? It's not a normal thing to talk differently in different Discords. Like, how is he even arguing this? This is such a retarded point.
Yeah,
This
and the other thing as
conversation.
well is, sorry, like the like we've mentioned before, but there is like a streamer etiquette, like where you don't, like you need to kind of know where the boundaries are as far as, particularly like with Tom just getting a boot recently, and he's only streaming on Kick. Like the door's open to go in a lot harder, but like unless you're kind of given the okay to do so, it's a bit like But yeah, it's regardless. Like Samantha came in fucking. It's not just that it's hot. It's just like it's so overplayed.
It's just also just like such a bad
So
fucking
try
look
hard.
when you're like this trans person spazzing out over this cis woman Discord server, and your first go to is like just barrage of misogynistic insults. It's just a bad fucking look, more than anything. Yeah.
And more in a more calm way, though. That's for sure. But she is definitely justifiably angry.
That would generally be on you to tell people, not on me to assume.
But definitely, she should approach this in a more calm manner. Yeah.
I disagree.
Right.
I think that's absolute cope and bullshit.
Okay.
Everyone's different when they're
the only
in.
person who has ever said this in my life. You are the
That is
first
such
person,
good,
as long
Tom.
as I've been in the streaming space, to ever say this.
That is
And
such
you will probably
Tom.
you will probably be the only person
I mean,
who will ever say this.
Tom is so
to me.
boomer with
is
his game
ridiculous.
choices. I
This
mean,
is
to be honest, this
ridiculous.
seems like a normal
People would-
Samantha interaction.
absolutely.
Yeah,
People, when they're
unfortunately.
messaging shit in Discord.
I feel like
and
saying
they
suck my dick as a
texting,
trans woman is like
depending on
extra
where they are on Discord,
misogynistic.
It's not going to be the same when they come
Perhaps,
on
yeah.
stream. Most of the people in this chat have never even gotten up on a VC,
What?
and I guarantee you,
Okay.
if they did, they would speak differently. They wouldn't say the exact same things that they get away with when they're in text. What are you talking
Okay.
about?
I'm telling you,
I
you say this,
assume-
but this has never existed in the history of the time that I've been in this space. I've never heard it said to anybody else. It's never been said to me. You are the first person to ever say that you engage in different ways in different places, and that we should assume that you engage in different ways in different places. This is the first time, and I
Goes out of his
honestly
fucking
believe
mind.
the last time. I don't think other
Here's
people
what
do this.
Here's what I do. Here's what I assume, because I'm not an absolute fucking loser. When I speak to somebody,
I can almost believe it from Tom, though.
like I did with Samantha.
You reckon?
Well, just in the sense
Wait.
that like the real person versus the tomfoolery. He wants to be tomfoolery, and it's kind of like where did he start to absorb the character and play it out in real life? Where I don't know. There's a good chance he probably tries to be consistent, because particularly when you see him interact with people and how like hypersensitive he can get over the way things are worded and stuff like that. He's
Yeah.
very pedantic and just
Retard savant, as Jay Stock said last night.
Yo, why did it pause?
They're coming at me. If I started going at Samantha, I've never
Amazing.
spoken to her before. So if I had started coming at her and calling her names and like attacking her, then yeah, she would have had every right to sling it right back at me. But I didn't do that, did I? I was literally just saying what I thought about the server that we were talking about. So that's how
I
I
agree
talk to
with you.
people. That's how normal people address people. They like someone's right in front of them and they engage with it however they're being talked to. I don't do this
Okay, but-
assumption thing based on shit I've seen in Discord servers, and like I don't like look at rumors and fucking do that. It's cringe.
Okay, I do. I'm cringe apparently, and and you're saying this as though like you have to be the first one to initiate that in order for it to be okay. Whereas if she initiates it first,
Also,
then
I'm a transit, by the way. Okay.
it's really messed
I
up.
have
and
having
I
an
would
issue
say
in
this
Edge where
just
my
isn't generally
hit
how
video will pause randomly
it
has
goes.
been
No,
annoying.
that's
I'm
not
sorry
what
to
I'm
hear that.
saying.
Like, what are you talking about here? People
Okay.
absolutely talk differently in different contexts.
I
Isn't
didn't
that what
say
the basis
if
of
she
code
initiates it
switching?
first, it's fucked up. But if I initiate it
Mantis
first,
is not
it's
talking about
bullshit.
code
That's not what
switching.
I
I
said.
think
But you
she's
did
just
say
talking
over and
about
over that
talking
if I
differently
said-
in different
if I was
places in
talking to her
general,
that
not just
way,
code
then it would have
switching.
been fine.
Okay. I thought code switching's a fine time to use. Whatever.
But
when
Tom
she's
is saying
talking
that
to me
people
that way,
shouldn't
now
be
it's not fun.
assuming that, though, right? Like,
Well, none of
like
it's
in
fun.
online
No one should
context, it's
just
hard to
go
keep
at
track of
someone
different
for no
people.
fucking reason, right? No one should just like attack someone out of the blue with that condescending, bitchy, like desperate, emotional.
Right. So
hysterical shit that
this
Samantha
is
does.
this is
See, I
this is
kinda
much more
disagree
of the
with
main
that.
point, right? The
Obviously,
main point.
like you can attack people out of the blue, but you better have something else. And that's all Samantha's got is that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's designed it just shuts down conversations.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of being on a fucking stream, then, you idiot? Fuck off, go
Yeah,
somewhere
no,
else.
she just literally just will like hold up an entire conversation just to make her retarded fucking comments that are just like haha, funny 2013 4chan jokes. Just like there's just absolutely no use to her in most content or any content, to be honest.
bad.
The
But
main
then if
point is
somebody
that
does do
Samantha
that, they should
is
expect it in response.
fucking
Like,
is
you
too
can't
much of a
just
bitch.
be
That's
going
why,
around
right?
handing that shit out to people and not expect somebody to come over and bite you on the ass as well. That's what I'm saying. All of it is wrong to initially do. If someone's just speaking to you and you disagree with their
I don't think
argument.
there's an excuse for what Samantha was
fair
doing. She
enough.
treated no
I
one
agree with
else
this, but this
on
is
the
just
panel like
generally
she
why I
treated
don't talk to
Samantha.
people in
Yeah.
that way until it's like already like super heated or something like that. Or if I expect people to just kind of engage with me that way in general.
Adios, humans. Okay, see ya, Sherry. Bye.
Yeah, I feel like what you're doing, like, Tuesday's right, man. Fucking shout out Tuesday in the chat. Yeah, this is what it sounds like.
I'm starting a sentence off like that.
No, I'm standing Tuesday on this one. She's actually got some fucking
Okay.
brains tonight. Like, she said it was super misogynistic to her last night, Samantha, And you're saying it's because I'm abrasive in other areas of Discord. You're saying I deserve it.
No,
Right?
I didn't say you deserve it. That's not what I said. I'm talking about my moderation, Mantis. Please, for the love of God. I'm talking
Well, you
about
didn't
my
moderate.
moderation. You
I don't
keep
care about your
saying
moderation. You didn't
that's
even
what
moderate.
she was criticizing. That's what her problem was.
He's
Was
spazzing
with
out so
me
bad.
moderating. That
Holy
was her
fuck.
issue. She was upset that I was allowing that to happen. She was not criticizing Samantha.
Oh my
She was
God,
criticizing
drag me in,
for
Tom.
allowing it to happen in my server on my stream.
Why?
So I am talking about the fact that I should somehow, because you said you're justifying this, and I said I'm not justifying this. I'm explaining why there's no reason to expect me to moderate this.
I did.
Frantic gameplay.
It's so funny. She's so fucking retarded, bro. It's crazy.
As though I don't have all of this other context ahead of time. And so I'm just talking about my moderation.
Guys, remember, FSL, FSL.
FSL.
FSL, guys. Can we get some FSLs in chat?
Guys, FSL. Oh my god. It's so fucking terrible. I can't wait to see what her emote for that looks like. Holy shit, that's gonna be amazing.
But
I
really
am not
feel
justifying the way she talks to people. Because again, I don't like
Yeah, but,
I
like-
don't like that shit.
Yeah, but like you don't like it, and she kind of has a point
E,
where like,
FSL.
because Samantha came at me first, you could have put a stop to it.
Yes, that's my. Oh my goodness. Okay, now yes, now we can talk about that. Okay, I'm saying
Okay.
there's no reason to expect me to put a stop to it because you generally say that you like the heated back and forths, that you like the shit talking, that you like engaging this way. And you do. And so I'm saying that yes, your reputation precedes you. Generally, when people do this is how people feel.
As a newbie, what does
interacting with
FSL stand for? FS
There have been
is
times where
food
Samantha
shops,
comes
and then
in
L
acting
is
like
loser,
a shithead
right?
towards
But
other
it's
people that are
ironic.
just being
But it's
super
both
Is it?
ironic and
It's not ironic at all, is it? What is ironic about it? Where's the irony? What's the joke?
This poor creature.
It's so crazy.
ironic. So it's
told you to
yeah,
chill
that's what
out.
it means.
But sorry.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'll get in trouble if I say what I was gonna say.
So yeah, like she was on the who was it? She was on with like Ben Thorpe a couple weeks ago and kept calling him sugar tits the entire time. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I know. She does it to everybody. It's I mean, it's no wonder nobody wants Samantha around, especially in an all-female fucking server.
Sure, and that's like that is a totally different criticism. Where if people have that one, then like I'm not gonna argue with them. But it's more so about
I
like,
get the big L, yep.
expectation of me.
I know, like DGL is love or life usually. Oh. Okay, okay, it can mean these. Okay,
Yeah,
but
I
listen,
guess.
it can
Once
mean multiple
again,
things.
gotta
I think.
keep lowering the expectations.
But for me, it's always
and
been like
also,
lost
Spice,
because
can you
people
get
say
off
L food
Samantha's
shots
cock?
because people say L
Jesus
food shots.
Christ.
What?
Like, can you tell?
What? Is she's saying like she wants to reappropriate people saying that she lost? Is that her point here?
Every time I think I've heard her mention debates, she talks about how she got battered in them. She was talking about the Rob Noah debate, she got battered. She was talking about the Krantos debate, the spicy one. That was one of her excuses why the spicy one, because she got trampled apparently. And there's a couple of others that she's referenced. Yeah, she doesn't seem to have much confidence in her debate ability.
Jesus. So unfortunate.
Unless you fucking love her anymore.
Yeah.
No,
It's actually cringe. She
Tom.
could have been way worse. Yeah, because the bottom of the barrel isn't even bottom enough for her. She's fucking dungeon deep. Alright, cool.
But yeah, you just understand. I'm not justifying it. I don't agree with it.
I'm so pissed.
I'm not saying it's acceptable. Just saying I don't know why people would expect me to moderate it with the context that I have.
Alright.
Alright, we're besties.
No.
Alright.
Atlantis.
Goddess watch over you.
Jesus.
all Tom's fault. Yeah.
Now food stamps is going to call in.
Oh, okay, hold on. Tom, how are you
Yo.
doing? Hey,
What's
okay.
up?
So, listen, I am angry. I am pissed. All right.
Mhm.
I am more than just pissed, okay? I'm ultra pissed, okay? One might say I am egregious.
He's so retarded, dude. This is insane. This is like a severely autistic person.
Pissed, okay?
What's up, food shops?
All right, okay, listen, all right. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I don't think, and I could be wrong, okay? And Mantis can correct me anytime she wants, okay? I don't know if Mantis worded what she actually wanted correct.
It's okay, guys. Food Shops is going to speak for Mantis now. Okay, guys. Food Shops is much more concise, much better, much more articulate. You know, we get some real insights here. Okay.
Or
Yeah, apparently
accurately,
it's Mantis in
but
the
the thing
subtitles.
Yeah. Ancient Chinese proverb.
I know this is very ironic coming from me,
They're
right?
gonna call you a misogynist. And
Yeah, no, you can't. Okay, all right. But here's the thing, all right. I think it is simple. It is unfair for Samantha to come at Mantis as hard as Samantha wants, without Mantis coming at Samantha as hard as Mantis wants at her. If that makes sense, right? I think
Right,
that
but
is
I
what
think
it
that's
felt
the point is
unfair.
that, like, Mantis. I think that is the point. Is that like once
That's the real
Samantha's
point, right?
engaging that way, like, yeah, Mantis could have engaged that way, and
Yeah, but
and
that's
then
why.
Mantis
Yeah.
did say before she left,
Mm.
you know, you used to be a man, and then hung up, and
That's just true.
nothing happened. But they're saying like, oh well, if Mantis had said something like that, she would have gotten in trouble, but she did, and she didn't. So, like,
Yeah. So
I don't.
yeah, here's the thing, okay? This is why I was so upset when I was watching it, is because Mantis could have went so much harder. But the thing is that it seems like there is some kind of subconscious, or not subconscious, but like there's some conscious fear of like being like criticized for being like.
Look, we've agreed. We're going to call Mantis Alex, okay? It just needs to, we need to just make it happen, okay? It's going to be difficult because my brain is already, the squishiness on this has kind of died. It's already set in, but we'll try. I don't want to, you know, we can't disrespect the real Mantis.
Because there was already, if you remember, because Mix Vivian Wolf was in at the time when you know, Mantis was like debating Reservoir, that one other stream, right? When Mantis was roasting Reservoir and obliterating him, right? And Mixed Vivian Wolf was like posting screenshots of like Mantis possibly being like a turf, right? And I think that there was already, you know, obviously, you know,
We're putting up that one whore as a name option. Yeah, strong contender. Strong contender.
very in my like here's the thing. Mantis is not a fucking turf, okay? Mantis is not a fucking turf, right? But the thing is that if Mantis went as hard as she could against Samantha by throwing around like transphobic, whatever the fuck, right? When Samantha was going as hard as she could against Mantis by throwing around like,
Oh no. More of the gay furry hacker shit. Oh god. Bro, why do people actually believe this shit? This is crazy. People actually think this is happening. You can literally put an ASCII art of anything and they'll just attribute it to that group. That's crazy.
sexist ass shit. Mantis couldn't go as hard as she could against Samantha because it would confirm, you know, Mixed Vivian Wolf's, you know, shit about Mantis being a turf. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. That is why it felt unfair, because when I was watching it, I was like, holy fuck, Mantis couldn't go as hard as she could because she already had these, like, you know, fucking stupid ass allegations, you know, throwing around against her already about her being a fucking transphobic ass motherfucker, right? So, like, obviously it's gonna be fucking unfair, because guess what? If you know, if she was going as hard as she could have said, like, oh my god, you were previously in the fucking army, like, you fucking, you in my opinion, you never fucking transitioned, you know, because, you know, like, this is why you had a, you know, downward angle, because, you know, everybody knew that if your angle was, like, up front, everybody could see that you're a man, you know? Like, she could have went as hard as she fucking could there, right? But she couldn't, because...
Wait, but doesn't food stamps do the same thing? Doesn't food stamps also use the downward angle to look more feminine? Oh no.
Because like, and now it feels fucking unfair, and I think that Fairy Queen absolutely had a splendid point there, you know, when, you know, you have all these incredibly, like, you know, masculine dominated spaces, especially by, you know, trans women and shit like that, right? And, you know, this is coming from a trans woman who was, by the way, denounced by Fairy Queen, right? So here's the deal, Tom, okay? I was cast aside by Fairy Queen, okay? I was cast aside by Fairy Queen. And our bridge is completely burnt, okay? I owe nothing to her, and she owes nothing to me, okay? Yet at the same time, why the fuck do I defend Fairy Queen, okay? I defend Fairy Queen on the grounds that, number one, I support her on the independent decision-making that she does, as a, you know, on the fact that, okay, she can make any decision she wants, okay? As, like, an independent person, okay? Why the fuck is she receiving flack for making a fucking independent decision? Who the fuck cares if she makes a private Discord server?
Fruit Shops, were you not here for the entire conversation?
I was here! She was receiving flack for making an announcement on the private Discord server. Who the fuck cares about that? It was a private Discord server.
Fruit Shops, what was my criticism? Because you're just, like, completely bypassing that, and then...
Wait, what was your criticism? Wait, can you reiterate it? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Wait, maybe I'm misunderstanding. So you're gonna have to repeat it. So maybe I'm misunderstanding. No, maybe I'm genuinely misunderstanding it.
You know, this is a bit like, you know, Indiana Jones, where isn't it? You know, Tom's Harrison Ford and Ray Chops is short stack, right? It's a bit like that, I feel. That's sort of the dynamic that's going on here. Was it Short Round? I can't remember his name.
I'm panicking now. Well, what's the misunderstanding?
Okay, that her saying trans women aren't women in the post kind of ruins the rest of the post. That if all she said was, "Hey, I just want to for biological
optics,
then that would have been one thing. No, not optics. That if she's just saying, like, I just want a space just for biological females, then that would be one thing. That would make sense. I would defend that. I would think that would make
rectangle.
Sense. But if instead she's like, I want a space for biological females, also trans women aren't women, now you're kind of like, now people, like, yes, a bunch of lefties are going to assume, okay, I just want biological females. A lot of people are going to sit there and be like, oh, maybe she's a TERF. Maybe she's freaking just transphobic. She doesn't want trans people around, right? There's going to be a lot of people who do that. But there's also going to be a lot of people who aren't doing that, and we're going to be like, yeah, like that makes perfect sense. But then as soon as, like, oh, by the way, I'm going to throw this irrelevant information in here about how I don't think trans women are women. Now you just, like,
now because she added extra info that indicted her. Yes. Like basically, it's like never speak to the cops, and you're the cop. Yeah,
it's stuff that people would have assumed, but like it without the actual information.
Oh my gosh, she should have never spoke to you. What the fuck?
It's not about speaking to me. She said this in the Discord post.
Oh, okay.
About saying that she was removing or that she just wanted biological females. In the Discord post, she says also, I don't think trans women are women.
Oh, all right. I'm pretty sure Destiny says the same thing, right? That trans women aren't women.
No, he does not.
Yeah, he says that they aren't because that's a useless slogan. That whenever
Jeez, this is fucking painful. Holy fuck. Okay, we'll let her run for a minute. Yeah.
No,
that whenever people say that,
a useless slogan, that's not the same thing as saying trans women aren't women.
Oh,
these are different things.
Yeah, but it's such a useless slogan though. Like in general, like it just doesn't
We're not
really mean
talking
anything.
about the slogan.
Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay. I'm okay. All right then. Okay, what's the fucking contention? I don't know why everybody's freaking out about Fairy
I
Queen
just
when
explained
when she's not even like beginning her like streaming career kind of shit. Like why is
literally just
everybody
explained
freaking out about her? Okay, all right. I'm just saying like it's like there's such a fucking big blow up
keep
about her.
saying you're just saying, but you can't keep saying like I don't understand what the contention is right after I explain the contention. You do understand.
Yeah,
what
the
it is. You
contention
just don't
is
have a contention with my
a single
contention.
at everyone. A single at everyone apparently spawned this entire fucking drama because Samantha's a fucking bitch about everything. Okay.
I don't-
Maybe she's the real sugar tits around here. Okay.
That's probably true.
True, base, and true. Okay, all right, we're done here.
I think we may have just made the world a worse place by
Damn it.
rebroadcasting that.
I'm screwing this up royally.
Yes, you are. Do 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 do. Tomfool, I feel pretty good at farming drama without even meaning to, or he is a mastermind. What? How do you define farming drama? If you mean covering drama and bringing people on who are relevant to the drama, then yeah, he is good at that. But if you mean like instigating drama, no, he doesn't instigate drama.
What's up?
That was an interesting conversation.
Super interesting.
Super interesting.
Okay.
No.
I've just seen something. Food Shops is doing a manifesto about this. With an edited video to accompany. About the Fairy Queen stuff.
A manifesto about what, sorry?
Fairy Queen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is a serious look at my lawyer dog moment. Bro. It's fucking over. The shot, like, these people don't realize how bad this looks. Like, Samantha Savage going like crazy, sick over this shit. Obviously looks fucking terrible. And then Food Shops, who's been disavowed, seemingly for being seen as a pedophile, been cut off from this person, been told she doesn't want to speak to her, but we'll get to that later. And then just goes and starts making a manifesto about her. Like,
well, this is partly Stardust's advice. Stardust said to her to make, and it was a meme, but she said, anytime you get involved in any kind of drama, make a manifesto about it, as a way to kind of like memory hold the shit that's happened. Like, oh, and everyone will forget about that manifesto where you had to admit to being da because you've done fucking 20 others since.
Right.
That's not going to work. Like, that's not the way it works.
No.
Comfortable with this, or I don't want people talking to me that way. I wouldn't have an issue with that. Like, even with past experiences, I would definitely like think that that's fine to request. It's just I have an issue with like assuming that
you need to get back in there and meow at him really hard. No,
the context that I have.
No, Sleepy.
Yeah.
Also, how would
It was an
Zonia react
interesting
if you were in
conversation.
here, Sleepy?
I get where Fairy Queen is coming from. I think
you mean
and I
like having the Discord.
Yeah.
Which is why it was kind of bugging me that she kept saying, no, I would have gotten the same amount of criticism one way or the other.
Oh no, I'm not modding.
What?
What? Sleepy, what?
Clear that we wouldn't have had these criticisms.
Sleepy, what?
Yeah. It would have been.
Wait,
far less
Sleepy.
of a
Oh
lightning rod.
fuck!
It
If I
would
could
have
talk
been,
to you, I would.
Like, I'm sure.
I
over time,
resigned.
probably
Oh
there would have
my.
been people who'd be like,
Sleepy,
why
I
don't
wish you
like
could
trans
hop
people? And I'm
into.
sure that would come up
Sleepy, I
eventually.
wish you could hop
But
into.
Wait. The Sleepy, I haven't heard from Sleepy in ages. Quit Zonia's mods and now seems to have been banned from Food Shop's chat. Unless she's on Kick.
Wouldn't be nearly the lightning rod.
Breakdown moment.
An issue with
she doesn't have chat. She has a little notif chat, doesn't she, in the bottom corner?
Right.
that the whole way through. Even if she did turn out to be a TERF, like it's like okay, like it doesn't matter all that much. But then yeah, as soon as you're like, oh, also trans women aren't women in your post about why you're not wanting trans women in your space, it's like okay, so you're
I like
putting this
Zonia.
in your
Zonia
reasoning
is
about why trans women are
alright.
no longer going to be in your space.
She's
so obviously
alright.
that plays a big part into it now. And,
I have
yeah,
mixed
I
feelings
don't know
about
how we
her.
can
Okay, mixed
dance around
feelings.
that.
I have mixed feelings about
Nope.
Zonia. Okay.
And I don't know how much
If I
attention
could,
it's
I
getting,
would, but right now I'm
but-
reading
'cause
Kiss
I
the
haven't really
Scars of the
read
Girls and
anything.
dealing with a fever.
I
I'm
have
sorry
no
that you have a
idea either.
fever.
She was saying that it's getting a lot of
Also,
attention.
how's your throat
I haven't seen
healing?
anybody else talk about it. The only reason that I talked about it is because somebody sent it to me, and I just didn't have anything else to talk about. Generally, I'm not like talking about a bunch of people that I've never heard of, but I think it's an interesting conversation either way. And
This argument is
an
about.
interesting conversation. I mean,
It's about.
I think that a lot of people. I think
It's about
she's right,
Fairy
that a lot of
Queen.
people's gut move would have been to be like, "Oh, this is
Fairy Queen.
transphobic," just to remove trans women in a women's space. And I think that like it's good for me to like take a stance on that.
Yeah,
so that I can
is it
explain
like
and I
is it
think most
always
people will listen
transphobic?
to the
I don't know about
explanation
that
and be
one.
like, "Oh, that's true."
I don't know about
yeah.
that one.
Oh, hello, F-bombs. Saying congrats on the buffet of content. This is like the Cracker Barrel of trans. Yeah, that's a great way to put it, F-bombs. I see you've been enjoying your Woo Wednesdays as well. I've tuned into a couple of them.
Like someone like Brianna Wu would radicalize people. It's strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's like a good conversation to have either way.
And I think she makes a good point that these are things that are not talked about. They don't really get much attention. They don't really get talked about, and there is a at least in terms of Twitch poll, there is a lot of focus on trans issues.
Yeah, but this boring shit. Try. So Stardust had Fairy Queen on for an interview last night as well, so we're gonna watch that because Food Shops tries to get on, and Zonya gets on, and then Food Shops comes on with Zonya once Fairy Queen has left. And Fairy Queen also comes pretty close to crying quite a few times, so it might be a little bit more. There's a little bit more going on here than Tom's call-ins with Zonya. We'll
like, subscribe, and donate.
Oh yes,
like seeing women close to tears.
Yep, that's it. Yep. Guys, please like, sub, donate if you can. Thank you very much.
Sure, I'll turn on my camera.
No. Hi.
Hi. Just 1 second here. Let me just make sure that.
Finally, I get a break. Guys, I get a break.
Okay.
I get a break from controversy. Guys, I get a break from controversy. We're about to see.
Bro, what? Nobody was talking about it other than me at this point, were they? Okay.
See the TERF manifesto. We're gonna see the TERF manifesto, guys.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Shit.
Yeah, so there you go. She said in Discord that she's doing a manifesto and edited video, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Absolute shit.
Right.
That's how I feel. Okay. I feel like very betrayed. I feel like the world is falling apart. That's where I'm at right now. Okay. I'm reconsidering a lot of stuff. I don't know, I'm sorry. I know that's kind of
no, it's fine.
but-
Okay, so let me just say a couple of things. I am not familiar with whatever panel happened on Wix. People are saying some panel happened on Wix. I don't know. So I don't know anything about that. I know that this
Just
caused
stop
a
there.
little bit of controversy.
Stardust should have stopped before she began.
Like she just bumbles away in. Straight out of gates. Makes no excuses for it. Just right. I don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you anyway.
It's just crazy. It's every drama as well. That's the thing. If it was like just once in a while, she's like, okay, listen, I'm not informed on this one. You know, you might have to catch me up. But it's literally every fucking time. I've got no idea what's going on. Oh, maybe fuck off then. I don't know. Like, Jesus.
In the space.
Yeah.
Like, did you want to kind of like go into that? Like, give me like a little timeline, and give chat a little timeline so they know exactly what's going on. Yeah.
Sure, I guess. I'm sorry, guys. It's been It's been a very long day.
Guys, sounds familiar, doesn't it? A big controversy in which you're being overwhelmed. You're a smaller content creator.
Oh no.
Everybody else is ganging up on you.
She's just like me. Oh god.
I'm not leaping. I'm not leaping.
Samantha Savage is somehow
She's traumatized. She's actually traumatized. It's over.
involved, right? Food Shops is in full clout shark mode. What? SFO! Please!
Do you get it now? Do you get it now?
I don't care anymore. Sucking up every drop of dev influence. I'm trying... Dev, I'm trying to grow, okay? I'm trying to grow here, okay? You can't blame me.
Yeah, just give like a brief, like, when you kind of entered the space.
I'm a businessman,
why
okay?
you created the server and the history of the server from there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the history of how I entered the space, that's a long story. So I have been a Destiny fan for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've watched Destiny's content for years, and I really
What's the newest controversy? What is this? Basically, Fairy Queen is undergoing her okay, somebody, you know what? Somebody explain to SF. I'm too lazy.
Like local in the Omaha, Nebraska, which is called VJ and Angela Scott Catholic High School. So we both came from Catholic high schools. We both came from, his family is Cuban on his mom's side. My family is Irish on my dad's side. We both have an immigrant Catholic background for that reason. So religion was something that was heavily emphasized. We both have, and for that reason, I really, really strongly identified with his channel. I strongly identified with his content. I found a lot of the stuff that he said to be very relevant to me. And in particular, one of the things that I found relevant was because he was a libertarian.
Businessman? Yeah, businessman. Okay, you chaser. All right.
I still think that I might be. I'd like to argue with
Jesus
other people
Christ.
to see if I still think that. I'm willing to change my mind and my positions, but I found that I've become more liberal and more left-leaning having listened to a lot of his content. So his content was profoundly transformative for me. And on top of that, many of the experiences that he has had in his personal relationships are experiences that I have had in my personal relationships, but in a differently
Yeah, we're gonna speed this up because a lot of this is fucking boring. We're here for a few moments, really, and then the calls at the end.
Down to other platforms to follow.
And so I strongly identified with a lot of the stuff that he went through. And so, because I was a big fan of his,
Dev, get me on a Twitch poll.
His debate with Milo Yiannopoulos.
Let me just be an observer.
Tennessee, Knoxville. So I went and I saw it, and I asked a question while I was there in the audience.
You're not anywhere. You're a nobody. And your only connection is Stardust. Like, come on. Get a grip.
And when I did that, I thought, well, maybe I could try to start a channel of my own. I have exposure, right? I talked to Milo Yiannopoulos. This might be the chance
FSL, guys, FSL.
And so I decided that I would, and I talked to another person.
FSL, guys.
Guys, we need to grow. We need to expand, okay? Expand out of Twitch poll. We need to grow infinitely, okay?
FSL,
grow
FSL.
infinitely, okay? Debate
my friend
outside.
decided that they no longer wanted to be a part of the podcast, and so it was just me. So I produced content over the summer. So I joined Wix community, and I was an occasional panelist who came onto panels, and I talked about issues on Wix panel, but I really didn't have a channel all to myself to talk about what I thought or how I felt. I really didn't have a stream. If you look at my YouTube channel, it's called Fairy Queen's Cottage. That's capital F, capital Q, capital C. Sorry, it's a shout out. I'm here anyway.
Fairy Queen was insanely active on Wiccord.
But you can see, like, it's mostly me. I'm sorry?
Sorry.
This. Food Chops wants so much to be one of the cool kids. She's ready to perpetuate the rumor that she's a paedophile just so her name gets mentioned. Either Daddy didn't love her enough or he loved her too much. Jesus. Please say sorry. That's what I think.
How did the server get started? I guess
the server.
Yeah.
I have wanted to create. I wanted my content to be very specifically for women's issues, and I feel that women's issues are something that are not talked about enough in this space. And in order to do that, I wanted to create a space that is specific for women's issues, that was for women's issues by women, women content creators who are within Twitch Bowl. I think that there is a perception that a lot of women, that the reason why there aren't more women in Twitch Bowl is because women don't want to be here. And I don't think that's true. I think that there are lots of women who are not, there are lots of women who would like to be a part of the space, who need a space that is specific to them in order to be able to come into here. And I wanted that space to be friendly to conservative women,
you're missing the
friendly
point.
to radical feminists, to be
the whole controversy revolves around the server.
Who wants to be a part of the space.
That's the whole controversy, okay?
That by bringing them into the space and having them join my server,
just
is that they would naturally disseminate into other people's servers. That they would talk to other content creators, they would talk to other content creators, they would come into streams, and that by doing that,
that would bring more women onto these panels to talk about these issues, and that we would get more diverse perspectives on women's issues as a consequence. I started the server about roughly 3 months ago, and I decided that I wanted it to be a women-only server. But when I founded the server as a women-only server, I was not specific about what it was that I meant when I said women-only server. So people asked me the question, like, what is a woman? What do you mean by woman? What do you mean by... And so I really hedged on that question for a very long time. Do some personal stuff that I've really been into. I have left some servers, and I decided that it was really time for me to be really honest about what I thought and how I felt.
Pork chop,
I decided to do that in my server.
Pork chop, are you realizing now? You dummy.
And
I'm kidding.
That's sort
I love
of
you.
the reason why all of this backlash and like drama is happening right now.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the history of it.
What I'll say is that I tend to agree with you. I don't think that there's like a whole lot of focus on cis women's issues. And you know, I think there's also like just not a lot of cis women in the space, and that happens for multiple reasons. And you'll be happy to know, like, I do cover stuff in immense detail on my channel. To the point I've covered like uterine prolapse and stuff like that. So like I guess yeah, I tend to...
FQ is a turf? No, I don't think she's
so,
a
like,
turf. I think she just has doubts.
So there was like a WIC panel, and then there were some other people talking about this Discord server. So yeah.
Listen, I mean,
I think there's a difference between a true believer versus a questioner.
I'm not even kidding. I will give you like all of the permissions. You can comb through the server yourself.
Yeah. No, I know. Are people accusing you of making like a hate space, or like what is it? Okay.
So they're angry.
It's fucking Samantha Savage, dude.
I'm going to tell you everything, okay? So buckle up, okay?
Okay,
It's a long, bumpy ride, okay? So this is the deal with the space, okay? So I wanted to start streaming officially on a regular basis next week. And I wanted to have...
Oh, Reservoir's talking to Becca, I think. Check that.
Two people in a row, by the way, that Fairy Queen's got on the stream with and just completely just steamrolled them. I'm going to take control of the conversation. This is what we're going to talk about. Here you go, here you go, here you go. And it's Tom and Stardust, like these seasoned veterans, like, fuck me.
Moving very quickly. I know we're going through sort of like the history of who the fuck these people are.
Yeah.
Okay, just back on 7th. Don't care. Do not care. We do not care.
Now! Start fucking now! What are you doing? Start now! Just start right now!
That I wanted to host was on women in combat. So I wanted to invite women who have had experience as military soldiers, women who have had experience as ex-cops, women who have had experience within these
I'll tell you what though, I'm glad
and
for the Samantha Savage
invited,
roasting. Okay, nobody likes Samantha
a
Savage.
A graduate student in terrorist studies and a woman who used to serve in the IDF.
I'm here for the.
I was looking for a third or fourth person to bring into this.
I'm here for
space,
Samantha Savage
sort of
roasting. Okay,
and
that's what I'm here for.
My friend suggested that a trans woman named Samantha Savage would be a good selection because Samantha Savage had served for a time as a soldier overseas, and she had completed tours overseas. But I felt uncomfortable bringing Samantha on for a couple of reasons. Number one, my understanding is that Samantha served her time as a man, that she had not yet transitioned.
Just Mr. Queeb. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Queen acknowledged me. Spicy can't stop talking about me. They're obsessed. Good thing I don't fuck dogs. I'm not a dog fucker. I have dog fucker OCD, but shush, don't tell. Okay, well, don't worry, your secret's safe with us. No one will know that you have dog fucker OCD. Is that in the DSM?
To being a woman when she served overseas. So therefore, bringing her on a panel to talk about like women's experiences in the military.
By the way, this is valid. I think this is valid. Okay.
And secondly,
I think that's fair.
Having interacted with Samantha in the future and in the past, and I don't know if you have, Samantha has stated a lot of highly misogynistic things about women over and over and over again.
Which is also true.
She has. Let's see if I can actually find the quote.
This is also true.
Where is the quote? It was sent to me earlier.
Both of these things are true.
1 second. I just want
no, I know.
exactly
Samantha,
what was said. This is what
very inflammatory. She can't be very
Samantha
inflammatory.
said, "What value do women add to relationships other than being a warm hole nowadays?"
Oof.
Like I've heard her call women cunts, whores.
Haven't you heard so many women say that? But you always hear women saying stuff like that. Very ladylike.
Bitches. I've heard her say effectively that most women, you know, fuck Chad or fuck Chad types like in their early 20s, right? And that they're sluts and that they're whores and that that's basically women's nature. And on top of like some other things that we can talk about privately that I've seen from Samantha.
That's fine. I get what you're saying. So like what happened after that then? So you basically were like, no, I don't feel comfortable having this person on the panel. Then what happened?
Dude, Samantha's in trouble. Samantha's in trouble, guys. Uh-oh.
My friend suggested that Samantha come
Samantha's saying some very unchristian-like things, okay?
What it was that I meant when I said
very unchristian-like things, okay?
Which is why I created the statement that I'm sure you've read, right? It's why I wrote it. It's why I posted it. I didn't post
By the way, no political alignment with what Samantha's
said,
saying. No political alignment, okay?
Freddy Drongo says, who cares? Okay, I care. I care because Samantha Savage is a disgusting freak. who is ugly inside and out. So hearing her be bitter towards other people is just there's a distinction. There's like a contradiction there, you know. There's a funny juxtaposition between a projected confidence and the reality of who she is.
I posted it because I wanted to be very specific about what it was that I meant when I said this is a woman-only server. A lot of people had asked me, a lot of people had memed about, well, what is a woman before? And I wanted to be very specific about what it was that I meant.
No, Samantha's not Christian.
Samantha's
not Christian.
And then a friend of Samantha's named Cly screenshotted the thing and apparently screenshotted a lot of other stuff in the server. And then Samantha tweeted it out.
Yeah.
She posted it as a tweet. She posted in multiple other discords, including Political Shit Show, including Zonia's server, including The Flock, including a lot of other places, and called me among other things a shitbag. She said that I should slam my head repeatedly into a desk. She called me a retard. She called me a turf. She called me a lot of stuff. And so I really
Samantha's dead,
what to do. I relied upon my friends. A lot of people have been reacting to this. And I've honestly, it's been kind of hard. I've lost a few friends over this. Some people have left the server. Some people have asked to have some things changed because of what's happened recently, and I want to protect their privacy. But
yeah,
I feel really bad. And to be honest with you, like this is what I honestly think about all of this. And this is probably not a good time to say this, but while I do not think that trans women are women, I don't find most of the arguments to be convincing. That doesn't mean I think that there is any excuse to be a dehumanizing shitbag towards people who are trans. I think that gender dysphoria is a real condition.
Is Fairy closing the server? No.
It's a life-threatening condition, something that a lot of people seriously suffer with. I think that anybody that dehumanizes
it just seems like she's just not convinced by the arguments, and that's it, which is fair. That's fine.
I think that there's lots of misinformation that's presented about it. Yeah. And I've met people who are my friends in real life.
Yeah, Fairy Queen thinks trans women aren't women.
Very dearly who are trans, who I don't want anything badly to happen to them. But as much as I feel
but this is something that she genuinely believes, but she isn't hateful.
And I think that
she's not
their own space.
She's not convinced by it. She's not convinced by it.
If you're somebody like Blair White, you should be able to go into the women's room. You should be able to have access to those spaces without being called a ton of horrible
names. She's not an asshole.
But I also think that cis women deserve to have to have our own
that has to be an
issues
accident slip.
I think that we deserve to have a space to talk about how we feel, to talk about things that are specific to being cis women. Things like going through menopause, the female orgasm, the physical consequences of childbirth, what it feels like to be assaulted at a very young age as a woman, right? There are so many things that are specific to sexual assault when you're a child.
Jesus Christ.
To being, I'm sorry, biologically female. It's not the same thing. I think about like the FLDS community, about women who are groomed since birth to grow up to be mothers, to grow up to get married.
Fuck, man. I'm sorry. I'm becoming FQ stan. Did she burn bridges with me? She burned bridges with me over the fucking drama shit that I went through that she discovered months ago or some shit. But damn, dude. I support this.
Talking about her period.
She's clearly like
she discovered months ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm wondering. Like, is it the lolly stuff, or is there something else that's happened at some point that made Fairy Queen not want food shops around? I'm really curious, man. So curious.
That's about it. She clearly believes in this shit.
In this country is a disgrace. It's a disgrace that we don't talk about the fact that so many of those pregnancies happen because of statutory rape. And there's just so many things that are like this. And I want my content. And listen to me. I don't think that everyone will be popular. I don't think a lot of people will care. But you want to know something? Like, I don't care if a lot of people care. I don't care if a lot of people want to watch it. I may not be the perfect vessel or the perfect person to talk about this, but I want to be a person that talks about this. And if other people...
Yeah, it could be that, Quill. It could be that she saw the old videos. But I just don't know. Neither of them have been specific about it at all. We must bring Fairy Queen on. I would bring Fairy Queen on if Fairy Queen wanted to come on. I don't know how interesting it'd be, but I definitely want to ask at my food shops.
Want to do it too, then that's great as well. But I want that my space to be a space that accomplishes roughly 3 things. Number 1, I want to talk about feminist theory. So I'm in my PhD program right now. I have access to a lot of feminist texts. We are going to actually read them on stream. We're going to actually talk about them, and you can disagree with me. Anyone can disagree with me, but the words will be there up on the screen, and we can fight about them. But that's what we're going to do. We are going to.
Why does ignoring trans women wouldn't take away from these issues? Yeah, I guess it's a real issue. I don't know about that one. But the thing is, like, the piling on is crazy.
Gertrude Stein, what all of these women actually have to say. We will actually read, and I will create this so that other people, and I will make the library free and available to the public and catalog.
Or these trans women are stopping cis women.
I know what to read.
Yeah, I don't.
Publicly available. Number 1. Number 2, we are going to have panels that are women specific and hosted by women and include only women. And that means that when we talk about things like this red pill shit,
FSL, I want to ask her this question.
We get to talk about it by ourselves. So often, I've heard this from so many people, from so many content creators who will say, well, we're great to women. We have a wonderful space for women. We're awesome to women. We don't just do anything. Blah, 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 blah. there is such a huge difference between having a person host that panel and able to talk to other people with the same experience as opposed to having a man host the panel. It's just not the same. So women only panels hosted by women, feminist theory that is talked about on stream. And number 3, and finally, I want to have fun. I want to come on stream and I want to drink wine and I want to laugh and I want to talk about the cute boys who I want to date. I want people to know that you don't have to be against things
Jesus
like pornography
Christ.
or any of this other stuff. And you don't have to have a sucky sex life. You can have a good one. Your life can be good. And you know what? And there's something else. There's nothing wrong with the way I'm sorry. I know that I'm kind of ranting right now.
No,
It's
it's
been a
fine.
bit of a
It's
long
fine.
day, but
I get what you're saying. So what I will say is like when I read this, it seemed like that whole message about your server, it seemed like a nothing burger to me. Okay, and I don't think we're like completely aligned on everything, right? But I do agree that
F-bombs is going wild in chat, bro.
Experience is a unique experience and one that I will never know. Then we can also acknowledge that the cis woman experience is also a unique experience. And
Well,
one thing
this
that
is
I
just
would
some growing
say
pains as a content creator, it just seems
yes,
like.
being born as a biological female, you do have disadvantages. You are smaller on average than males. You are less strong on average than males. You know, you are put at a disadvantage for like 8 to 9 months of your life.
You can stay
every time
fully.
you get
I'm
pregnant.
sorry
And
that you have
also, getting
diarrhea.
pregnant
Okay.
is a huge risk for you, whereas men can just like squirt their shit and go wherever they want physically. You know, and then on top of that, pregnancy changes your body forever, right? It moves your organs around. These are all facts, right? And so I think if we can acknowledge that also, like, again, the trans woman experience is a unique experience. There's oppression there that I will never know. There's an experience there that I will never know. Then I think it's fair to say, like, we have a lot of, I think what you said is right. A lot of feminist spaces in the Twitch poll space include everybody, right? I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting to have a cis woman space, especially if it's such a small one. And then I guess what I would say also in addition to that is, to be completely honest, like one of the reasons I think I've noticed there aren't a whole lot of cis women in the Twitch poll space is because, like, and this is going to sound really, really terrible, but there are a lot of trans women in the space who interact in very male socialized ways. And that
True.
is a very, very big barrier for a lot of cis women to kind of break through.
Again, this is the part that you have to understand,
Especially
okay?
for
I'm
East
sorry,
Coast,
this is the part that
I-
you have to
I
understand.
went on being as obnoxious as
Fuck.
possible. But I do think that, I think it's fair if you want
It's
to,
totally true. Sorry,
have a
guys.
space
It's totally
with
true.
cis
Alright.
women.
It's
And
totally
again,
true.
a chat room
It's
on
totally
the
true.
internet,
It's totally
guys.
true.
Chat room on
Okay,
the
true.
internet. I
Yep,
really
and that's
cannot
true.
care
And
about
that's
chat
true.
room on the internet, but,
And that's true. Okay, alright, and that's true.
Okay, I hate food shops. Need to just we'd skip through. Where does we'll go to here. This is a good point to skip to. You get the idea. Stardust interviewed her. You get it.
There's a huge difference between people who are like not on the same page as you versus people living in a different universe. So
worry sometimes about the impact. I mean, like, part of the reason
Yeah.
why I have the views that I do, it's because of the personal experience that I have with some of the trans people who I've cared about in my life, and some of the people who I've met who have believed that they were trans women, who I have loved very dearly, have had some of the most horrible lives and horrible consequences. I've seen them getting sucked into some of the most radical communities. Some of the people who I've really cared about have been sucked into tanky communities, have been sucked into far left or far right communities, particularly far left usually. I've seen people who I've cared about and who I've really loved, who have stated that they are trans women who have had very severe mental health problems, and I don't mean just the typical anxiety, depression stuff that we talk about, but very severe problems. Problems not just involving suicidal thoughts, but problems involving drug addiction, problems involving impulsive behavior, problems involving identity confusion across the board.
Yeah.
I am very concerned and worried about a lot of the people who are in this space who believe that they are trans, who go to people who validate and affirm them because they believe that they care about them and that they love them and they seek love and validation. And I
Yeah, here
worry
we
that
go.
they're being driven down a terrible road where they could wind up hurting themselves in the long run because they're being driven down a path that they can't come back from.
Sorry.
And I know that
Is
that's
it-
not a popular thing to say, and I know that that's a thing that
I don't know, man. I just can't deal with crying on like. But am I being?
I don't know, I think this girl might be made for office. She's not bad at this.
Yeah.
To the right
Well,
audience.
Yeah. I'm just not the audience, I guess.
that not a lot of people will agree with me on, and I know that a lot of people will probably call me a TERF after this, but I've seen people in my personal life who I've really loved and cared about, and I do not want that happening to anyone else in this space. I do not want that happening again. I want people to... This is what I think we need. We need to have a movement that accepts the fact that there are some people who do not wish to who feel that they do not fit within the gender binary that we have of being this is what is a man and this is what it is to be a woman. They need to have space to feel that they can express their gender in a variety of ways, and need to know that it's okay if you're a man and if you want to be feminine, and it's okay if you're a woman and you want to be masculine, and there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the way that you were made. There's nothing wrong with the way that you were born, that you are just fine and beautiful exactly the way that you are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry, this is just
no, it's fine. I get what you're saying. I guess I guess my question would be, like, do you think that people are kind of like being, I'm trying to understand what like you're saying here. So, do you think that people are?
This is like her manifesto day.
Into an identity that
this is like her fucking manifesto day, guys.
Right, it's just again, it's all about food stamps. It's all about food stamps. How do I bring us back to me? It's like manifesto.
Or.
Guys, this is like the Food Shots Manifesto Day.
I think that it's a couple of things. I think that
November 15th or November 17th or so.
And if
this is going to be an anniversary every year now.
I think that is something that a lot of men
That'd be
are partially shamed for and punished for by the decision to choose that.
Wait a second. This is turfy.
Gay, effeminate man.
Wait, hold on.
That the world
this is
treats
turfy.
you like a piece of shit. I think that men who like choose to live those lives are treated in unacceptably horrible ways.
This is turfy.
And I think many of those men who choose to live lives in this way and this is who they are, believe that the only way that they can be
turf
accepted by the
alarm
world
bells
and by
on
their
the
partners
rise.
and
What the
they choose to
fuck?
transition. I think that people who bluntly who have been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and I have spoken to some of those people, they have identity and confusion across the board. They're not just confused about their identity. Many of the people who I've spoken to are not just confused about what gender they are, worried about them, but they're confused about what religion they have. They don't know what political party they should be a part of. They don't know a whole host of things about themselves. And yet, I find it troubling and very worrying that these people, out of all of the things that they change constantly, and I've met some of these people in person, that their gender is the one thing that we are meant to affirm. I'm very concerned about this. I'm very concerned about some of the people who we affirm in this way, who I don't think it's legitimately true for. And to be very clear, I think that gender dysphoria is real. And I think that there are some people who legitimately do have gender dysphoria. And for those people, it might be the right decision for those people to choose to transition and to live their lives as the sex that they wish to identify as. But I think that there are also a lot of people who choose to transition, who are being affirmed into a gender identity that might not be what they actually are. And I think that those people are being set up to commit suicide later on down the line. I am very concerned about these people. I'm very concerned about the people who I've met in my real life. I am worried that in an act of love to try to save these people and to try to make them feel good about themselves, we really are setting up a huge population to hurt themselves.
This
and
is
the worst part about this is that
right.
there's nothing at all that we can do. Nothing that we can do but sit back and watch. It's like watching a horrible car crash where you're watching some of the people who you care about the most who are setting themselves up to die, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing that we can do. I'm so sorry. I'm being
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I guess personally, like, I disagree. I think I haven't seen enough data. I haven't seen enough like stuff to kind of like really say whether like there's going to be a huge detrans.
Wow, that was a lot.
Epidemic, right? But even if there were like I think this comes down to like medical gatekeeping, in my opinion, right? I think it has to come down to medical gatekeeping at the end of the day.
Well, you know,
and
I guess I was on their
decisions
side.
that kind of have to be made between a doctor and a patient. And I don't know. I don't think that there's a like a pan or an epidemic of detransers, right?
I'm sorry. I need to use the restroom. I will be right back.
Okay,
you can talk to your cat.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
Steal.
Go ahead. We don't need to Stardust prattle on. Really. I'll pass on that, thank you.
Guys.
I tend to agree with you, right? I tend to agree with you, and even if
think of it from my position, okay?
Specific like stuff with the trans issues.
Did I not go through something like this as well?
Deserve the right to be able to
even just recently.
And to have.
It's literally every 5 minutes. It's all about her, dude. She's mind broken. No.
spaces as they see fit, right? Again, it is the internet.
Do we
It's a
not
chat
just go
room
through
with
something
30
like this?
people, about 30 people in it. It's not that big of a deal. It's literally a chat room.
If it's something that we
and
truly
don't do
believe
the
in.
whole like white woman tier shit. That is absolute bullshit. Okay. If I
No
was
one
saying
cares,
the
Foods, your
exact
arc
same
is done.
shit, I don't know.
No,
what
I'm
you'd be
saying-
but
I'm
probably
saying-
crocodile tears. Okay. So don't even
No.
do that. But
I'm
what I
saying
will
this
say
is where my
even if
empathy
you,
comes
like,
from.
Find the views, not to your
I'm saying this is where my empathy
just
comes
like I'll
from.
advocate for Republicans to be able to have their own Twitch channel and YouTube channel and have their own spaces and talk about things.
Isn't it good to
I
have
would
some
advocate
empathy?
for this person to be able to have her own space and have her ability to speak on those issues as well. So yeah, the Discord stuff is just a huge overreaction from everybody. You know, I'm sure there are men's clubs out there. If there aren't, why don't, one of you old white dudes
Empathy
can go
behind
make
and
your,
involved?
make your Discord server for old white dudes, all right? And then
Yeah, like,
super
yeah.
far left, like white women who are super triggered by everything can also make
Yeah, I
their
know you're
own Discord server, so you guys can all be triggered together. All right.
Yeah, there's
but
plenty
yeah, I
of
think
like
Discord
white
is,
only
like, a
spaces, like the
huge
Republican Party. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
Let me see. What else is there to
Jews
to
are
respond to
subhuman?
here?
Wait, what?
Sorry, what the fuck did you just say?
Can we rewind that?
Take that back? Sorry, just take me back a moment. Just put us back on normal speed.
Only spaces, like the Republican Party. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
Let me see. What else is there to
Jews are
respond to
subhuman?
here?
No, she did say what I thought she said. Okay. Okay.
Listen.
And she had to think about that.
No, it's
She's thinking about
no one
that.
complains about Prime's black panels. Well,
What a,
sure.
what a strange reaction. What is going on here?
Listen,
like-
there's
Oh, there's a take. Sorry. Let V-Shop speak.
Okay, okay. Let's hear it.
But you know, it's no one complains about Prime's black panels. Well, sure.
No comment.
Well, listen, there's limits.
Sure.
What? What does that mean?
No, I think she's fine with being criticized.
But at the same time-
I think she just wasn't expecting.
At the same time, I
this
don't like
much of a
dogpiling. I
backlash
just don't like
around, a
dogpiling.
private
I don't like
server, right?
dogpiling.
A private 30-person chat, which is like fair.
Dogpiling who?
So, yeah. For anybody who's not in the sphere, when
When you think about it, the Holocaust is a bit like her manifesto, isn't it? Because, you know, the Jews were getting dogpiled in Nazi Joe. She was getting dogpiled by Spicy Chat. You know, when you think about it, she's sort of like... It's sort of like she was in the camps, you know? It's sort of like that when you think about it.
you first get your first like big public backlash, it's not easy. No, like most
Mantis.
people are not
Agent
gonna be, like,
Mantis.
the best at handling it. You know? So,
Oh no, that's
gotta
gonna
be
come up
careful with the
later.
White guy spaces though, that's when people start bringing the tiki torches. If I catch any of you with tiki torches, we are going to be having a talk, okay?
Yeah, you can empathize without condoning their beliefs. Yes.
Yeah, I think
Mantis is
I agree with
100%
what people are
FQ
saying.
server. Yeah,
It
don't worry.
seems like it's drama farming.
Mantis is
People
everywhere,
are
which is good.
outraged by this.
We
It's
want
really not that
Mantis
big of a
everywhere.
deal. You know,
Yeah.
different people have different needs, and
We
I think
want
there's
Mantis
nothing wrong with the
everywhere.
space. You can disagree with her views on trans issues and stuff like that. I think we still acknowledge that people need to be able to have open conversations with people. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Are you open to having callers?
Sure. Look, I'll just be very
No,
honest with
no,
you,
I don't-
Stardust. Like, this is
I only
not
wanna
my
talk with
typical,
Stardust.
like, way of, like, going on to streams.
I
Like,
only wanna
typically
talk with
speaking, like, whenever
Stardust.
I go on, I don't know if you've seen me on Wix. I used to be, like, a regular call
I
on
only
want
wanna
to
talk
channel.
with
Like, I've
Stardust.
actually
No, we haven't gotten to the Metal Gear Solid speech yet. We haven't yet.
good friends with Wick. I usually like to do a lot of research and have a lot of statistics and a lot of quotes and things pulled up. Usually, like when
I don't
want
to talk with Fairy Queen. I only want to talk with Stardust right now.
I
That's
can't
okay.
really have
You've
a
been
reason.
totally fine. You've been totally fine. So I think you've been fine. I think you're very good at articulating yourself. And I don't think you need to worry about anything, honestly.
Yeah, see, that's the difference between me and Fairy
I think
Queen
there's
is that
someone who
I can't
wanted to
articulate
call
for
in, so
shit.
let me just see.
Sure. Who is it?
No.
I think it's food shops.
Food shops.
Yeah. Do you know
Okay, so yeah, food shops obviously been DMing Stardust trying to get in, and Stardust is now confronting Fairy Queen with it.
food shops?
I actually do know food shops. I banned food shops from my server a
Oh,
while
okay.
ago. So just so you know, if food shops may be coming on to start drama. So.
All right. Oh, okay. Never mind. She didn't. Well, if there are people who want to call in, you know, just let me know.
No, I'm not here to start fucking drama.
Yeah, I guess. Is there anything else?
FSL in chat, guys.
FSL in chat, guys. FSL. Oh man, it's so funny. It's just so fucking. Food shops is just absolutely cocked out of this content. Not even because of us either. Not even because of us. This is beforehand.
Else chat that you wanted to, you know, is there anything else here for us to address? Because I just feel like a cis woman only space is like the least controversial thing. I think if you want to pick at somebody's like views, that's totally fine. But like a cis woman only space is just it seems like such a small thing to throw a fit over. So
Try an ass. Try an ass.
I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. Well, thank you for calling and joining anyways.
Oh, what?
Shit. Okay, King Brick Shit. Hello. King Brick Shit wanted to call in, I guess.
What?
Okay, so now this total boring loser. So we're gonna skip. One's on.
Oh yeah, by the way, Agent Mantis, don't think you're off the hook for your conversation with that guy.
Yeah, that was fucking.
There will be repercussions.
Jesus Christ.